Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about fear. A loaded question, a loaded topic, but it's just something that's been on my mind recently. Not that I'm fearful of anything in particular, but I think it's just going to help the people who were once in my position, because I've had a couple situations where I almost let fear take hold of me, take hold of decisions I know I need to make, and that's going to be good for my future self. But I'm glad that it didn't happen at that time, because I wouldn't be where I am today. So a prime example of this is, let's say you're on a sales call, or let's say you're a closer. You've probably had this a couple times. Prospect comes on the call, you ask questions, you see where they're at, see what you're trying to get to, make them an offer. You pitch the offer, they're nodding their head like, yeah, it's really good. And you can tell they're emotionally and logically bought in. And then when you drop the price, they just freeze. They freeze like a deer in headlights, and it's as if everything you talked about in the last 30 to 45 minutes just vanished into thin air. Now you're handling objections. And I'm going to be talking about the fear objection specifically, because if you are on a call, and let's say you're on the other end, let's say you're on a call and you keep telling yourself, you've told yourself year after year, I'm going to invest in myself, I'm going to invest in myself, I'm going to do something about my situation, I'm not going to be here anymore, I'm sick and tired of it. But then when it comes time to make that decision, when it comes time to pull that trigger, you just stand there. You're not following through your word. You chicken out, and you don't end up following through. You don't end up buying that program or that course, whatever you need to do. You keep thinking about it, you keep delaying the decision. Now, if you think about it this way, this should help alleviate your fear. So most of the time when we are in fear, when we are presented with a decision we know we need to make, we only look at A being, what is going to go wrong if I do this? And yeah, a couple things actually might go wrong. Yeah. Let's say you get into that program, or you made that decision, and they rip you off, or they scam you, or you lose money, or you waste your time, or it doesn't work. This is just normal stuff. Like, it's completely normal to have these fears. A lot of people are afraid of failure. A lot of people don't want to lose their money. No one wants to lose their money. But what a lot of you guys don't consider, and I'm talking to basically who I'm making this for is for the younger version of me. When I was just getting into entrepreneurship, and the idea of investing in myself sounded great, only if I didn't have to pay any price for it. I remember when I was running Instagram pages. So before all this, I don't know if I told you. If you're new to the channel, you probably don't know, but I told the story of the first successful business that I ever ran, online business I ever ran, was growing and monetizing theme pages, which are essentially pages that repost content on Instagram. They don't post their own content. So you're going to find Instagram pages like Sports Center, World Star Hip Hop, some meme pages. They don't make their own content. Most of them don't make their own content. They just repost others and give credit in the description. So I was doing that. I was in this luxury niche because that's what I was passionate about. That's what I was passionate at during the time. And I wanted to monetize it. And if I grew a luxury page to like 10, 20, 30K, which is what I ended up doing, I could start selling shout outs. I could start promoting a product and getting an affiliate commission for it. There's many different ways to go about monetizing a theme page, which is why it attracted me. And that's what I was doing. But when I was starting out, obviously I didn't know shit. So I had to invest in a mentor. It was ingrained into me early that I need to pay someone, and I need to follow in the footsteps of someone that is where I want to be, and just ask them for guidance, because it's a lot better than letting 5 years go down the drain, trying to figure it out by yourself, and no guarantee that it's even going to work. So anyways, back to the story. New Year's Eve, and I've told this story again. I keep telling you. I told this story. New Year's Eve, pulled the trigger on this program because it was on sale. Like, if I waited any longer, then it would have gone back up to full price and I wouldn't be able to buy it. Simple as. And I was young at the time, so couple $100 was a lot to me at the time. So I bought it. I didn't tell my parents, and they found out a few days later that I bought it, and they were absolutely livid. They were fuming when they found out. But I pulled the trigger, and it ended up paying off because I wouldn't be where I am today. Ended up making the money back for that course, and it helped me grow my page, and it helped monetize it. So what a lot of you were looking at, and this is what I was looking at, is what will happen at A. Let's say this is a complete scam. I lose the money. They don't send me the material. Everything they say that and they claim that they don't do for me, and it doesn't work. Okay, cool. I lose $200, $300, whatever. But a lot of you don't consider option B. Option B being to do nothing. Like what is the consequence of that? There's a lot. If you really sit down and think about it, there's a lot of consequences. You know, stuck in the same position, which is the exact position that you said you didn't want to be in, but you're still stuck here, and you're going to be stuck there for an infinite amount of time. Indefinite amount of time. Some other things that we don't talk about. We don't talk about the weight of regret, frustration, resentment, anger at yourself, or maybe anger at your parents because you didn't let them invest in the course. All this stuff you don't consider, but it weighs a lot. It weighs on you a lot. And I'm sure you can relate to this. If you have all these negative feelings up in your brain, you can't operate. You're constantly stressed out. You aren't going to be as productive. And I think arguably regret being the most painful one, because it's in the past. Like, you can't change it. What's guaranteed is you'll make back your money. Money's everywhere. And I know everyone says it, and you're probably sick of hearing it, but it's true. You can always get money back. Money is renewable. You can get it back through a job. You can get it back through a side hustle. Get a couple more clients. You got money back. What you don't get back is time, and you don't get back your opportunity to do the one thing or the couple things that you said you wanted to do. Getting your goals, achieving them, you're not going to get that back. There's no guarantee. You could die tomorrow. You could, God forbid, but you could get run over by a bus tomorrow, and you won't be able to, fulfill the dreams that you said you had. All the things in the vision board, like, if you're the type of person because I was the type of person, I'd have my little vision board, I have my affirmations, I do all my research on my YouTube videos, but I never took action out of fear because I was scared. Well, guess what? Newsflash, nothing on that vision board is going to come true. Nothing in your affirmations is going to come true because you're not taking action. Simple as. You can't sit on your ass all day and pretend like it's going to come to you. Law of attraction does exist, yes. Manifesting stuff does exist to a certain extent. You do have to put in the work, though. Right? So, consider this. Route A, you do it, you pull the trigger, this stuff happens. Okay, so what? Move on to the next. Option B, you also need to consider option B, of not doing anything. Like, what's the price of not doing anything? What's the price of doing it versus the price of not doing it? And then we can look at it in the opposite end. So what I mean by that is we can look at what could go right. So, for example, if you do it, if the course is great, if the program's great, and you end up getting results from it, like, what could possibly go right? A lot of things. A lot of upside. Like, the upside outweighs the downside. So let me just copy paste this. So you make your money. Let's say let's stick to the money making course, the business program example. So you make your money back tenfold. You make the investment back tenfold. Let's say you 10x your money. You actually save time because instead of trying to figure it out in 2 years, in 5 years, we figure it out in 2 months. You save time. It works out. You achieved. You're one step closer. You're one step closer to achieving your dreams and goals. You're one step closer to buying that dream car. You're one step closer to retiring your parents. You're one step closer to traveling to Bora Bora. All because you invested in that program, which you were kind of uncertain with, but you trusted your gut, you went with it anyway, you took action, you asked questions, and you're in that position 12 months later, 6 months later. What's the upside of not doing anything? What is the upside of not doing anything? Well, you get to keep your money, I guess. Keep money. But what are you going to do with that money? What, save it? What's it going to do in the savings? It's doing nothing in the savings account unless you're allocating it towards something that actually makes sense. So, for example, allocating it towards like I don't know, an emergency fund if you're really that broke and you need to build up to an emergency fund. Okay, fair enough. But apart from that, it's just doing nothing, sitting in the savings, and money is supposed to be deployed for good use, aka investments, aka to buy food, to pay for your lifestyle, to keep you alive, basically. Money should not be sitting in the bank most times out of 10. A lot of people, I'm not saying everyone, a lot of people keep money in the bank out of scarcity. Unless they know what they're doing, they're just keeping it out of scarcity because they're scared of losing it. Well, you're going to lose it anyway. You're going to spend it on booze. You're going to spend it on food. You're going to spend it on movie tickets anyway. So it's going out one way or another. Like the economy, this is money, right? Money just, goddamn arrow. It just flows around. It just goes to person to person to person, to organization, to company, to business, to everywhere. And it just flows around the economy. It's not, it's not like, it's like energy. You can't destroy or create new energy. It just flows around. It goes into another form. So it'll come back to you. I can't think of any, I honestly can't think of any viable upsides of not doing anything at this point, apart from keeping your money. And even then, that's not a really good upside, is it? Yeah, I actually can't think of anything good. Like, what's the upside? Comment it down below. I can't think of an upside. You stay in your position, but you said earlier this is not the position you want to be in. So I hope it's clear at this point that there's way more upside to actually doing something, to taking action, compared to not doing anything. Because time is going to go by anyway. 5 years is going to go by anyway. Time waits for nobody. And what's going to be the difference between person A and person B is what they do in that amount of time. Like 5 years is going to be the same for everyone, but depends on what you do with that time is going to make or break what situation you're going to be in. So I hope this makes sense. Comment down below if you found this valuable. Comment down below if you disagree. Like, it's completely fine if you disagree. But I'm just trying to show you, because when I was younger, and I've just been seeing this lately, of people being apprehensive of making the choices that they need to make. And I feel for them. It frustrates me, first of all, but I also feel for them, because I was in the same position, so I can't really talk bad about them. Because I was in the same position. I had to get out of my own way to make the decisions that I knew I needed to make. Okay? So if you're a young guy, because chances are, if you're watching this, you're probably not, you're kind of broke right now. You don't know what you want to do with your life. What's the best thing to do? To try different things, to make more decisions, to make better decisions, not to sit there idle, waiting for the universe to somehow grant you with what you want, right? If you're young, if you're hungry, if you're committed, if you have a lot of time on your hands, then make use of that time. Make use of that energy, that bowl of energy. You know how our elders always say, oh, when you're younger, you have all this energy and time, or something like that. Or if you're your mom and dad probably told you that. Your mom and dad probably told you, and they're working 9 to 5s, they probably told you, enjoy your younger years now, enjoy your 20s. And the reason they say that is because when you get in your 30s and 40s, there's not as much time. You don't have as much energy. Your body just can't keep up as much. So that's why, although when they say that, they usually mean like use it, like enjoy it by partying, by going out, and etc. You can do that occasionally, but what I'm telling you to do here is to use that energy wisely into stuff like this. Okay, invest in yourself, learn new skills, set yourself up financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, etc. The whole package, because time's gonna go by. And what's gonna differentiate you and that other person where you end up after those 5 years it's the decisions you make and how much risk you're willing to take. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you are serious, on that note, if you are serious about becoming a high ticket setter or a closer, like you've had enough, you watch this video, you're like, right, Matt, you are right, I see what you're saying. I might be a bit uncomfortable doing this, but I'm going to see what happens. If you're that, kudos to you. It's not an easy decision, but I commend you for that. If you are ready, book a call down below and we'll see if you're a good fit. So, hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.